All right. So first things first. Bap needs to be think about high ground basically always, right? And then
Mhm.
so like the default is always go high ground unless you have a reason not to, right? So the obvious high ground right here is right here, right?
Oh, I didn't even know that was a spot.
All right. Step one, know where the high grounds are,
Yeah.
and then step two, go take them, and then until you start dying, right? And then once you start dying, you'll be like, okay, I should take the high ground against, say, a Widowmaker, right? Or a
Yeah.
pharmacy. It becomes a lot more sketch, right? Or if I'm going to play
Yeah.
pharmacy, I need to try to be above her so that way she can't shoot down rockets down at me, right? Um,
Makes sense.
yeah. So in this case, right, by the time we're walking here, we should already be charging boots, and then thinking, and then looking to see if there's a widow, right? If there's a widow, we don't go up, right? If there's a widow, we jump up, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much that straightforward. So this
Gotcha.
is kind of sketch, right? We're walking in. We don't have a lot of space between us and the diva. So if for some reason the Rhine were to be here with the Lucio, the diva can get out, but we can't, right?
Yeah.
So it's important that we maintain our spacing. We think about high ground, right? We don't really walk in until we know where things are, right?
Okay.
All right, taking high ground here. This is good. So, um, these railings are really annoying. So you should just like walk up and punch them.
Yeah.
And
I'm realizing that now. I should have broken that.
yeah, and that way you can go. You can do your shoot heal thing without like breaking rhythm, right?
Yeah.
This is a really bad drop. I'm sure I don't need to tell you why, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very clear.
So this jump is fine. You don't need to charge this much of a jump. You just need to walk a little bit closer and then charge some jump and get over, or just like
Yeah.
walk this way, right, and then jump to gain some LOS, right?
Yeah.
But it's fine, right? I'm not gonna be too big of that here. But here, like, yeah,
I think I dropped mainly because our diva was getting fucked, and I like wanted to.
yeah. But
I
do you
guess
see what
like
this is?
yeah.
You know, this is boosters.
Yeah. That's her booster.
So when she boosters, she flies away,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that leaves you here with the Reinhardt
That's true.
and the Doom and the Ana, and somehow none of them shot you. That's actually really
This is
impressive.
this is this is like gold, dude. This is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, so like it's kind of a disaster, but more to the point, right? Like you should have died there, right?
Yeah.
Because your diva,
Wherever the fuck she
going to go a bit higher. It's over here, looking for you, and you're out here being like, I was trying to help you, you know, and like
Yeah,
you'd
yeah,
help
yeah.
better if you just punched it, right, and just went the heal shoot, right? So,
Yeah.
all right, good escape to the high ground. Your mirror is still looking for you. Slant. Don't be afraid to land yourself.
Another bad drop.
All right, we've done it again. And then just keep in mind that like a lot of your rhythm is just heal shoot. So, hang on, let me go training range. Demonstrate some. So, with as BAP, like you sort of have to pick which one you want to focus on because it's hard to do both well, right?
Yeah.
So when you're healing, right, like
No dying on my watch.
what's very common is if like you just need to spam heal in the general direction of your team, you'll aim your shot first, right? You'll be like aim, all right, aim,
You're
two,
fully
right?
here.
And it doesn't really matter how close you are to this one, as long as like you get some value out of it, right?
Yeah.
And then likewise, if your team's dying, right, then it becomes more about aiming the heal, and then you just flick a random shot in the general direction. This works really well against shields and against Reinhardts, right? So you like heal,
Yeah.
and then you just shoot, right? And even though I'm barely hitting anything, it doesn't matter, right? As long as I'm like, but that way I don't have downtime, right? So in the case of like your a jump, that's awkward. In case of your your diva being below you, right, that would be like heal shoot, right? Heal shoot, right? And you just aim the heal, and then you just randomly flick your shot. I hope you hit it.
Yeah.
But it's more important to get in the habit of that, and than it is to like actually hit those shots, you know?
Yeah, I feel. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm realizing I'm dropping a lot more than I should
Yeah.
just by looking at my gameplay. I never go into replays. I hate watching myself play.
Yeah, I feel it. I don't like watching myself either, which is why I watch everyone else play. Where were we at?
Hello.
Okay, this is died somehow.
Get in here.
I probably know how.
Doom. Oh, this is when you probably when you dropped. This time
Yeah.
you died for real. Yeah. Okay.
Immediate punish.
Yeah. You can get punched the first time, but it happened the second time.
Hello.
Yeah.
And just shoot this guy all day. Nothing else to worry about. But again, now that you're breaking the mech and you see the critical in front of you, right? This is when
Yeah.
you start just like throwing a right click and just spam it. You just start spamming all your buttons, right? Trying to get some value out
Okay.
of all of them.
Yeah.
there's no reason not to heal this, right? Just generally shoot at her. Or at least, like, if you want to aim at her, right, just flick a right click in the general direction of your diva and you'll probably hit it right at that range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, again, with spacing though, right, do you see how you're in... Well, you're way in front of your diva now, right? But do you see how, like, earlier I said, like, wait for information, right? Let your diva get the information for you. Because people are either going to shoot your diva or your diva's going to shoot them going around her.
I actually struggle with that because I play tank almost as when I'm playing BAP.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
like scout out
Yeah, you just
the
gotta
team
chill.
and then
Just chill
let
here.
the team know.
Yeah, let your team determine your positioning, right?
Yeah.
So your Miro hasn't walked in, so you're not walking in. And if Miro's gonna wait here, you go high ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, so since Miro's been waiting here the whole time, this should be going high ground, and that way you can just get better RLS of everything, right? You can help your guy
that's true.
without actually having to walk forward. You can maybe even heal your Pharah, who's dying.
Who was our Pharah in this game? Oh, that dude.
Yeah, Gyarados, Giarados. Again, think about high ground, right? If this soldier were to like back off and suddenly go high ground, and then like there's actually nothing you can do about it anymore, right? But if you're here, you can challenge him as he's sprinting, right?
Yeah.
What I can do if it's dropping from high ground is just like death through you. Again, right? You gotta remember to do both, right?
Yeah.
Like right here, like focus on healing is understandable, right? Take a shot, right? It's hard. There's nothing on your screen, so it's hard to flick heal here, so it's understandable. Right here, right? At this point, you should be like spamming something, right? And focusing on the other, but spamming the other one at least. Right? So you're reloading. So like this should be heal. If you want to focus on aim, this should be shoot, heal, right? And if you want to focus on healing, it'd be heal, shoot in the general direction, heal, shoot in the right. But it needs to be one or the other, right? Once you start doing it more, we can talk about like which one is correct, right? But until you do it, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. I'm curious to see my window play here because I struggle with that.
Well, that
oh wait,
I
I
think you like it.
Oh, dead. I remember that.
Yeah, this
Starting to remember this game.
Yeah, this was mostly due because like you used your shift earlier for no reason.
Yeah.
So like, not here.
Yeah, it probably should be used for healing yourself now.
Yeah. So like, you've even told me this before, right? And yet, you're like Diva's low, right? See, you gotta break that. You gotta resist the urge, because like me, I don't need healing, right? You, Miru, like doesn't need 75 health over 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And then you don't need healing either. So there's no point in pressing the button. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Do your healing, right? If needed, you can lamp Miru, right? But don't shift, because that's for you, right?
Yeah.
And again, you were standing in the. This is kind of a weird thing about BAP in particular. I call it Schrodinger's high ground. So the thing is, like, when BAP is next to a high ground, he can be on the high ground whenever he wants, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So, as a result, like you can drop whenever with the intention of going back up, right? And in fact, BAP can even charge a jump, and then drop and immediately jump back up, right? As long as you don't press crouch again. If the height's not like high, if it's not too high. So as a result, you can sort of bounce between the two pretty easily. So if you feel like you need better LS, you can drop as long as you stay near to the high ground, right?
Yeah.
But if you swing out this far, you're dead, right? You have no high ground, right?
True.
The box has been opened and the cat is dead on the high ground, or on the low ground, you know.
Yeah.
So in this case, he gives you high ground.
Yeah.
You live, but regardless, your lamp runs out, he ults, and you have no cooldown to heal yourself, right?
Yeah. I'm fucked there.
Thanks for the sub, Nin. You don't really have any options, you just die.
Yeah.
Another really important thing about Window is it's really easy. It's a lot easier to use it if you don't have 15 things in your face.
Yeah.
So if you put yourself in the middle of action, you'll naturally find it harder to find good windows.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I tend to either use my window to heal or just I don't know. My windows are usually pretty bad.
Yeah. It's just a function of the fact that you're playing here instead of here or up here, right? Windows automatically are easier, better. Wait, heal me.
Let me show you how
Right.
it's done.
Heal herself. Fine. Just be wary of the fact that like if you're gonna do this, like ready to back up, so don't like swing far wide.
Yeah.
Don't swing too close to the corner or too wide and have no back out, right? Because like there's no retreat from here, right? So if you're gonna swing, you need to be pretty sure there's no one already there. So like walk up like this, might even jump up to see if there's anyone there, right? drop back down.
Yeah.
If there's no one there, you can play wide.
Jumping's
start
probably a
shooting.
better option than just walking straight in front of them.
Yeah. And then you can like swing like this, right? If you know there's no one there, and then if they're still not challenging, you can jump up to the high ground, right?
Yeah.
But that's sort of like carefully. That's it's a lot of details, but it's like pretty important to staying alive, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting you to like master this like right now, right? But it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That hurt. That's kind of my go-to with the Diva Bomb. Throw it out on the lamp and then shift.
Yeah, if you can have cover, that's best, right? Because you
Yeah.
don't take the damage, you don't you don't lose your lamp. Because like if you're say for example in the middle of your team and there's a bomb, you're like I'm gonna lamp it, and then the lamp dies,
Yeah.
20 HP. you're just kind of dead afterward, right?
Yeah.
So if you have cover, it's still better. But it don't be lamp is solid.
Yeah, it's almost just like a force of habit I need to break.
Window's pretty okay, right? When they're away from you,
And
it's simple, right?
yeah.
When you're right, listen to audio cues. Scary. I'm scared of the Doom Man. Alright, so again, we're going down this way, right? Instead of just coming up over here, right?
Yeah.
So listen to the audio cues. There's a Doom on your left, a soldier on your right. I'm scared for my life. You walked in front of the Doom! You see him try. I understand
Wonderful.
this is chaotic, and you're panicking pretty hard at this moment. I would be too, because like, there's so much stuff going on around you, right? But you can't panic anymore, right? You're with your right.
Yeah.
Got a lamp down. Right? Don't stress, right? This lamp, by the way, should be against the corner. Just FYI.
Yeah. Or
They
yeah,
can't shoot it.
somewhere where they can't break it.
Yeah. But once you're here, right? Don't panic. Don't swing wide against two things that can blow you up, right? Just stand here, right? Peek them if you need to, if you want to, and you want to focus the aim, but make sure you're spamming the right click in between. Or if you're just gonna focus on healing, don't peek them at all, right?
Yeah.
Just sit here, heal, make sure like not gonna die, and then you can start swinging or taking high ground and shoot above, right?
Sounds good, yeah.
You literally just killed yourself. He wasn't even trying to punch you. That was the worst part. He was going for your monkey, right? And whenever you die by accident, that's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, it's just a free kill. Who's playing monkey?
Miro.
Oh god. Yeah, he's not a good monkey. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
He's a one-trick diva.
Monkey Diva have like a decent amount of transfer.
No, he's not horrible. He's just his diva's kind of crazy.
That was satisfying.
Nice. Our McCree has convinced us to go high ground. Right. But we walk away when we see the Rhine. We back up as far as we can, right? And then we back off the high ground, right? At that point, Ryan's usually turn around because chasing is like suicide. But if you keep chasing, keep backing up. And if he doesn't, right, shorting his high ground, you just go right back up, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But you make him chase him. You make him chase you all the way, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what we do here, actually. Never mind. That's
Or
not what we
not.
do.
I just get shattered.
Yeah, but do you see, like, when you got shattered, where I was relative to where you were? So
No,
right
I
here,
didn't
I'm
see.
low, right? I actually just realized that was
Yeah.
me when I was. I didn't even realize. So I'm way in front of you when the Rhine comes up, right?
Yeah.
So by the time he actually shatters, you see how much further I'm behind you?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just recognition of like, oh crap, there's a Rhine here. I need to walk away from him, right? And that needs to be like
shatter though.
basically instantaneous, right? I mean, we still got shattered, but like the point is,
Yeah.
because I was farther away, you died and not me, right?
Yeah.
And in ideal world, we both be farther away and we both live, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like in ideal world, I would never even get behind you in the first place, right? And so maybe that at that point you're so far away that you don't even get shatter, or you jump over shatter, right? And then you just pocket me and I don't die, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, that's just kind of an odd shatter, to be honest.
Well, I mean, this is the kind of shatter he has to do, right? When we're playing dive, he has no good shatter targets, right? He just has to shatter whoever he can.
I guess, yeah.
Especially if he can kill them himself, right? This is what I do all the time, right? I shatter anyone I can kill, right?
Yeah. That's true. I do see you do that.
Yeah. So like right here, right? Like you saw him before I did, because like I'll show you when I saw him. So we're chilling here. I'm shooting. My aim sucks. Matter. Right. So I'm focusing on the Diva, and this is when I realize that the Rhine's here, right? He's like right next to me already.
Yeah.
So I fire. I shoot. I immediately turn, shoot, roll, and like I probably could have flashed him, to be honest, but like I didn't.
Yeah,
do it.
where's the stun, dude?
Yeah. I mean, I was too busy running away, right? I was focused on running, and that's what you should have been too, because you saw him earlier, right?
Yeah.
Because you come up to heal me, right? This is when you see the Rhine, right? He's already in your field of view, right?
Yeah.
And yet you're walking for it, right? That's the problem.
I probably could have lamped
Fully
too.
healed.
Yeah, and at work, if you, even if like you realize that like things were gonna get hairy, right? So at this point you could throw a lamp down. You could also be charging a jump earlier and not be under an awning. And then you could just jump, dodge shadow that way, and then heal over your shadows, right? Or lamp them.
Yeah.
They're invincible.
Yeah. Deaded.
Deaded. A big res.
Pick yourself up. Dust yourself up.
Clearing the area.
Against their comp, right? They have no threats that work efficiently. See my mouse pointer, or like.
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. Yeah.
Okay. So if they have Ryan D.Va, like the D.Va is kind of limited in what high ground she can really contest because she's like the only one who can, right? The only ones
Yeah.
who can really chase you if they're good are the Lucio D.Va, and trust me, they're not going to. And then the Doomfist, right? And he has, in order for the Doomfist to get to you, he has to roll out, right?
Yeah.
So if you just camp out up here, there's almost no chance that he can actually get to you, right? You just sit on top of this thing. Like, what world can a Doomfist like hit this rollout without ult, right? Especially.
Yeah. Exactly.
So between fights, you should just like rotate back up here if you know they have no threats, right? No
Yeah.
Widow, no Pharah, no Hanzo, right? Even if they
Yeah.
have these heroes, like the range is so far that you're not really scared of any of them except Widow that much.
Yeah. True.
So like you should just rotate back up here as a general rule until you start dying, right? And then you can start seeing how you die.
Yeah.
But rotate back up here, right? And then like if this Doom tries to peek you, right? He's like wants to roll out, and you just shoot him on the way in. He takes like if he takes 50 to 70 damage on the way in, he like actually can't kill you anymore. He has to leave,
Yeah.
right?
And he's probably not gonna try to either. So.
Exactly, right? He'll
Yeah.
punch at you, and then he'll take some damage, and he'll like uppercut, and he'll be like, never mind, he slams back, right?
Yeah.
That's like super common, right? And you can just do that if you just like stare him down, right?
Yeah.
But like you don't get to do that if you're here, and he suddenly just slams you from above when you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Now, at minimum, be here, right? At minimum.
Again, didn't know that was a spot.
Yeah.
Took a massive break from Overwatch, so the new maps. This isn't even considered new, but it is for me.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah. Okay. Also, that guy's full health. Don't need to heal him. You're spending a lot of time healing people who are full health and not looking at what the enemy team is doing or where your rest of the teammates have
Yeah.
gone, right? Like you spent,
Noticing that.
yeah, you were looking at me and Miru for like literally like 20 seconds, right? And none of us were doing anything, right? Shoot. Dead. Alright, anyways.
Wonderful.
At least we're going back up. But you see how we're going up at the close side, by the way? So the Doom, we're closer to the
Yeah.
Doom as opposed to here, right, where I am. Where I'm terrified of the Doom and I'm shooting him as soon as I can, right?
Yeah.
Meteor strike.
Got the lamp.
Yeah.
Alright. So again, high ground. As soon as you survive, right?
Yeah.
You're now in the middle of everything. There's chaos, stuff flying all around you. You can't heal me either.
Yeah,
and
high
it's
ground is where I
purely
need to
because-
be.
Yeah, it's purely because you're on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nano Reinhardt. I don't know if I want to be here. Ouch. Right, again. Gotta get off the ground.
Man, watching myself is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding when it's just like a mental discipline thing. Because like,
Yeah.
I see this in like high rank scrims as well. Like people just forget to go high ground, and like it's the point where after every fight, even if there's no relevant high ground, say high ground.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, is there a high ground? And you look around, right? Is there any relevant high grounds you take? And it's like, I think I should. That high ground seems good. You go up there and then you die, and you're like, okay, that high ground's not good. Why was it not good? Right?
Yeah.
But like, you gotta get in that mentality, right? Always think about high ground first after every fight, and then
Yeah.
after that, right, you can figure out like whether or not it's good high ground, whether or not there even is a high ground. But as long as you're thinking that, right, that's what's important.
Yeah. Definitely gonna start taking high ground more into.
It's especially important in
More
BAP
my
because
brain.
as BAP, like again, you just be high ground.
Yeah.
As Ana, like you have
There's
to all this stuff
there's
to
no
worry
like
about, right?
Yeah, and there's no like cooldown for my shit either.
Yeah.
So.
C'est tant qu'on bon monde qu'a veillé sur moi.
Clap.
Directement.
he's full HP.
It's just a habit, honestly.
Alright, we've killed the turret. We spent 2 heroes on it, but we killed the turret. Alright, again, positioning wise, this is more of a like macro picture thing I don't really fully expect you to understand yet. But like if you look at where the enemy team is, like see how like roughly they're arranged?
Yeah.
They're like one big semicircle.
Yeah.
So if you look at where you're standing in the semicircle,
Yeah, not the best place.
you're squarely in the middle of it, right?
Yeah.
Which means that you cannot physically look at every part of the semicircle at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So if you just have a rough guess, where should you be relative to the semicircle?
Probably towards the back.
Yeah, towards the back, especially towards the sides, right?
Yeah.
Because that means there's a maximum possible distance between.
Yeah.
See, I'm leaning on this side because I don't want to go here. It sucks, right?
Yeah.
And then the enemy team is also, generally speaking, not leaning on this except for the one guy who wants to spam, right? They're all leaning on this side because it's in terms of our semicircle, right?
Yeah.
It's like leaning away from the middle as well, right? This is
Yeah.
just like what people naturally do, and you just need to build that instinct, right? Like I walk out here, I see Doom there, a Torb here, I'm going back, right?
Yeah.
I don't want
I
to
should
be
be back with you.
Yeah, and if
maybe.
you want to shoot them, right, you just jump over the wall and you spam them, right?
Yeah.
Straightforward. Just getting shot. Now this is Doom and a Diva, and you're just dead, right?
I'm dead. I'm at 2 HP.
The objective is now.
Ubi's gonna pull off that res though, I think. Never mind.
Stop fighting for
Alright,
what
we
you
stop
believe
that.
in.
Alright. Or we stopped Ana, sorry. Did I say that?
Take your medicine.
Yeah, you said that.
Okay. Hey,
Step right up.
guess what I'm about to say.
The way you pause right when I'm fucking going off high ground kills me, dude.
Yep. So, any guesses?
No, I'm brain dead.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's very difficult to figure out that, no. Anyways. Nothing to talk about there. It was all perfectly normal.
And heck with the name.
So, actually, I'm going to go back real quick and just show you what you would have seen if you stayed high ground. Instead of dropping. So, we'll just pretend you just stayed here and didn't move. So the Torb you can shoot the whole time without worrying about anything,
Yeah.
right? Doomfist goes in, you see him, you can shoot him. You can also heal Ubi the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And then the Doomfist rolls out over your head and has no cooldowns, you just kill him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you would have seen, right? You see how much easier it is?
Goddamn.
Like, this is why I say that, like, yes, Honor takes, and Bap take, like, aim, but a lot of times, like, a large part of the game is just making it easier to aim, right?
Yeah.
And like this is like difficult. Like you're running around a corner trying to heal Ubi. People are flying all over your head, right? And here it's just like, oh, I just moved my crosshair 2 inches to the right.
Yeah, exactly.
Then oh, he went over my head. I just turn around and I just hit him with my sleep as he runs in a straight line away from me, right? Like,
Yeah.
because he has nothing left.
And heck with the name.
All right, you gotta look at this Doom. I don't care how much damage Mirror is taking. You gotta trust him to stay alive, right?
Yeah.
You gotta handle this first, right?
Yeah. A good opportunity to sleep.
Or just shoot him, or heal the Kree, or do anything, right? Like anything you do there is
Yeah.
impactful as long as it's looking at the right spot, right?
Yeah. Come on, man. Don't do me like that.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna talk about it. Again, there's just stuff flying around you everywhere, right?
I have your back.
Meanwhile, I died, right? And again, it's because you're not here just looking at me, right?
Yeah.
Straightforward. Not straightforward, but like it's like it really is that
No,
simple.
it's
Sometimes.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I think the word I was going for was simple, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we have control, where do you think you should be playing? A lot of potential spots, but like just pick one. We'll talk about it.
Either where I was before, or I mean, honestly, I think if I go up the stairs to my left,
Okay, so you want to
back
play here.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty solid. The big problem with this spot is that's really far away from here, which is where people want to hold, right?
Yeah.
So this is an option though if you're playing like sniper comps. So if you're playing like comps that don't want to hold that door, right? If you're running Widow or Hanzo or Soldier, then ideal world like your soldier will play in front of you a little bit. You'll play here, and all your tanks will just like play away from the door, try to bait them into the
Yeah.
map, right? And then hopefully kill them in the concave. But this is a solid spot, right? Any other spots? You said like where you were earlier. Where is that?
Yeah, I
like
said
here?
where it was earlier.
Yeah. So this is fine. Just keep in mind that if the fight happens here, you don't have great LOS, right? So what happens a lot of times is you
Yeah.
expect the fight to happen there, move up a bit, you play on this thing, right? Jump on this, right? And you can heal your
Oh,
team as
yeah.
needed, right? And if like you want to go for a nade, you literally walk 2 inches to your right, throw a nade, and go back.
Yeah.
Or start sniping, depending on how good your nade was. And then as the fight moves away from the choke, right? So say like your team starts losing the trade, right? You just
You just,
hop
yeah, you
off and
just
start
back
backing
up.
up. Yeah. Pretty like it all kind of flows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are pretty good spots, right? You have an eye for this thing. You just need to stay there once you get there.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is kind of scary because they're rotating this way, right? And the whole point of
Yeah.
playing here is you want them to go that way because it's far away, right? So,
Yeah.
if you know they're coming left side, you either need to like fish for an early nade and like sprint away, right? Or you just need to like rotate over here if you can, right? And eventually move up
Yeah.
over here, depending on how the fight goes. Or if you know that's happening, right? You walk forward to speed that up and get over here. But like you can't do this obviously right now.
Yeah.
I do a little bit.
It's
And
going to
also
be
at this point,
okay.
we haven't talked a single thing about cooldown usage, about other than like your shift, about
Yeah.
and like aim, or like nano. We haven't or ultimate. We haven't talked about any of it because all of it starts with positioning, right? If you're
Yeah,
not in a good
that's
position,
true.
you can't use it, right? But
Yeah.
that said, that nade was too early.
Come on.
Enemy turret.
I mean, you just gotta wait for like the good nade will present itself eventually, right? Just be patient.
Yeah.
All right, since you took the opportunity to go here, like we just talked about, where should you go? Where should you go next?
The other side.
Yeah, just sprint over to the right side, right?
Yeah.
Except if you run into enemy heroes here, right, you see them coming out, right, which they are, right? Then you look at them and you turn around and go back this way.
Yeah.
But like this is a general premise, right? If you're gonna rush into this area, it's to move, right?
You heal.
So it's a really
Yeah.
big problem that you're not looking this way already, right? I know you want to heal Miru, right? But there's sound effects happening on your right. You just need to at least look, right?
Yeah. Usually when I'm playing with a Mercy though, I do tend to stick by the tanks because I don't know, I feel like Mercy's better with healing, like DPS and
That is true.
I guess
But
yeah.
is there a difference between you healing Miru here and you healing Miru here?
Not really.
Yeah. I mean, even unscope shots, you're not gonna miss this, right? Like literally
Yeah.
a big body standing in the middle of the only doorway, right? Like
that's true.
you almost can't miss this, right? So if that's the case, right, like do you need to be here with missiles flying past you in a fire strike you can't see, or here, right?
Yeah.
And then once you get here, like as Miru walks out of this door, you want to be like back here by the time that like anything happens, right?
True. Yeah.
But the problem is like you haven't even looked at your right, so you don't know where you should be, right? Like collect information so you can make decisions on where to be, right? But in this
Yeah.
case, there's literally missiles flying past you, and you haven't looked at it, right? So you don't know what's going on. You're backing up towards them. Do you see this? Your back is literally to the enemy team, right? And it's purely because you
I'm
just
so
haven't
focused
looked.
on healing Mirror, dude.
Exactly, right? You're just so tunneled on what you're doing that, like, again, like,
Yeah.
don't stress so much about Miru, right? He'll be okay. And
Yeah.
if like you need to slow him down just to get slow down your healing just to get information, at least you don't die, right? Because like I talked about this like when I was playing like I forget what hero I was playing, but I was like I just hadn't died the whole map, right? Like you
I
don't
think
die,
you
you just put out
you're
more
playing.
things. I was probably playing
You're
Ana.
playing Ana.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
don't
you're
die,
playing Ana.
you just put out more stuff, right? And
Yeah.
even if you're slower at it, like you'll do more, right?
Yeah.
Like oh, a bomb. How do I get away from a bomb that I don't know where it's coming from, right? It's just hard to judge if you never looked at it, right? You looked at it
Yeah.
as it was like here, right? Like how do you escape from this bomb at this point, right?
Yeah, that's true. Damn, we got wiped.
You're not getting rid of me that. Just a scratch, you'll be fine.
I think people are calling to save ults here. Ignore them if they do, by the way. Nano is one of the best ults to like get tempo fights, right? So all you do is walk
Yeah,
out this
I mean,
choke.
you charge it up super fast.
Yeah, I mean, besides that though, like you nano your monkey, your monkey goes in, he opens up a ton of space, right? He can just kill people straight up, right? And then second,
Yeah.
I went A and then second. B, he he opens up space for your other team, for the rest of your teammates to build ultimates, right? So unless you have a combo you're saving nano for, right? Say your Genji's like 60% on blade, then
Yeah.
it's completely okay to just like chuck nano on your main tank and send them in. Right? Just
Yeah.
make sure they can actually do something with it, and that'll build give your team opportunities to build ult, as opposed to like just because if you, I'm sure you've been in situations where teams like no ults this fight, just take it, just wipe and bait out their ultimates, right? Eco push or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
just like what they say, right? And then everyone dies in 2 seconds. They spend one ultimate and they build all their other ultimates, right? Like
Yeah.
that's not a really efficient way of playing the game, right? Like don't be afraid to ult here.
Yeah.
Like ulting the hog to stay alive was totally reasonable as well.
And look what they meant.
I think this round actually
You're
saved
far
my.
down. Get in
Never
there.
mind.
Yeah. I mean, this is fine. I mean we're up 2 kills, so realistically we don't really need this, but like this is totally okay, right? Nano is not
Yeah.
that precious with ult, and again it builds other ultimates. Like physically, it will make Monkey build its ultimate faster, right?
Yeah.
It'll make him build his ult 50% faster at least, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll help other people build their ultimates as well by the space it creates. All right, so you were right here, right?
Yeah.
Very simple.
There's stairs over
Or
there.
this way, right? You're already here, right? So just don't like, yeah. Just gotta remember to go high ground, right? Don't tunnel on while you're like. I feel like you see Miru and you're like, he's low, I must heal him. And while you're healing, you hold W the entire
Monkey
time.
brain. Yeah, monkey brain.
Yeah, and just like again, like when you're playing support, if you have a strong position, like even this is a better position, right? Like it's pretty safe, right? And you can heal Miru like pretty easily around the corner.
Yeah.
Unless he literally runs around the corner. In that case, you have to maybe look for a nade. But again, he's nano. He's not taking that much damage, so you're not really that stressed about him.
Sure.
So if these are all true, right, you can just sit here and press no buttons, like no WASD at all, and you would probably be safer, right?
Yeah. I agree.
Right. That sleep is hard because she's flying around you, right? That sleep
Yeah.
is easy right here, right?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. A lot easier.
A lot of Overwatch is just like not shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Almost got shattered. There's like lava flying around you. Right? There's a Hanzo on high ground shooting it. Like everything is just scary. I died. Not gonna blame you, but if I had healing, no. Like, look at this.
I mean, to be honest, the fact that they're both not even focused on me, I think that's a rank diff.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely like rank problems, right? But like,
Yeah.
I just want to point out that there's literally stuff in your backline and you had no idea because you were too far forward, right?
Yeah. Like they just kind of almost diff with Moira, but
Yeah.
I'll rest when fighting is done. I will keep you healed.
Yeah. And also, I like to point out, you could have killed him, but you shot him once and he ran for his life, right?
yeah.
This is the kind of pressure you can do when you can stay alive and just tag people every once in a while. If you tag this Ana, she has to choose between nading herself or hiding for the rest of the fight, right?
Yeah.
And these are all really valuable stuff you can do. That said, you probably should like somewhere closer to here, right? When you're taking these shots on Hanzo, because that way you can heal your tank.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, this is why you don't want to always tunnel on Miru, because oftentimes more valuable things to do, like shooting this Hanzo.
Yeah. Man, this is so weird looking back.
Okay, so quick thing. This is a common problem for Anas. They overscope too much. Because like they're not common hitting their shots otherwise. But this is a turret. It's not gonna move, right?
Yeah.
Like just make sure that you peek it safely, right? And that you're not like maybe between shots, even if like you have the APM for that, you can like look around and make sure that while you're shooting the turret, right?
Yeah.
But if you hard scope and don't move like this is risky because you get Hanzo headshot or something. So this is when you do want to hear Miru, because he's dying. Right? And you
Awareness level
yeah.
0.
I mean, you actually turned and saw him jump towards you, like this way, with a diva chasing him, and you're like, I want the nade. That's what you chose to do, right? Like, you actually saw it happen, right? Like, okay, I see yellow health bars, right? So they're taking some damage, right? Oh, Monkey. He's got a diva chasing him. He's low. He's still yellow, right? The diva's shooting missiles at him. Nah, he'll be fine. So in this case, yes, he should be fine because he has primal, but he doesn't really want to use primal here, right? He wants to use it like when he's jumping in, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the diva left, so we'll take that.
Go. I can do you.
Luck of the draw.
All right. Again, do you see how you're making your own life harder?
Yeah.
And I just don't mean in the past. I mean like you literally walk through
No,
the
I
mirror
got
here
it.
and have to turn around to shoot him and you miss. Right? Just sit here, right?
Dude,
I
I'm
just-
hungry for kills, man.
I don't know. I just feel like whenever you're healing, you're pressing W. And like you just gotta
Yeah.
get used to not doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like you see like you're just walking into him continuously and then you're trying not to be careful. Now this time like you're like, oh he's standing still. You're trying not to jump through him, but you almost jumped through him like twice.
I may put
Jump through him
work
again. You see this?
Man, I'm being bullied.
I'm just trying to point it out so you're aware of like the
No,
of
I
this
got
habit,
you.
right?
I got you. I'm just playing.
Come on, Mirror, just tank the entire diva bomb. Oh. Okay, so this is cool, right? You're very safe. Where's the enemy going to come if they're going to kill you?
Wait, sorry. Repeat that.
So right now you feel very secure, right?
Yeah.
You're on high ground. You're literally untouched, right? And you're free shooting, whatever you want. You
Yeah.
go aggro, you could heal. You could literally do whatever you want now. If you're going to die, where are you going to die from?
Probably behind.
Behind where?
Like behind me. Like towards their spawn.
Their spawn, right? They're going to come from your right, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to stay here for a few seconds, right? But as the fight develops and you start thinking more about respawns, right? You need to start moving more towards this direction. You just need to
Yeah.
drift, right? Because the angles don't really change, but your distance away from there, where the McCree's going to come out with a flashbang, right? Like that changes a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it makes it also easier to like just like when you're reloading or just like between scope shots, just take a look to see if the Hanzo's looking at you.
True.
Like if
Yeah.
like if you're standing here just AFK and the Hanzo comes out, he just kills you, right? But if you're standing
Yeah.
here and you notice him before he actually shoots you, then you can start moving and dodging, right? Maybe hiding behind this
Yeah.
corner, right? Maybe walking this way, and suddenly you're less likely to kill, right? This is like
Yeah.
like the first thing I do when I'm playing DPS is I walk out this way, I walk out over here, and I check for a stupid support because there's always someone here, right? Like just chilling
Yeah.
here. They're so used to like, oh, high ground is good. I will play high ground. They sit here and they hard scope and they don't do anything else, right? So I just walk
Yeah.
out. I get to here and I two tap them, right? I probably did. I think I did that in this map actually. But like, it happens so frequently because the sports just don't think about the respawn, right? Which is again, it's always going to come
Yeah.
from this side.
I'm honestly never thinking about the respawn.
Yeah, I mean, just at this point, right? You've been up. Just think about like you've been up here for like 5-ish seconds, right? And your team's
Yeah.
killing them. In this case, we just killed them, so you don't have to worry about that for a while. But maybe you don't know necessarily where the Torb is, for example, right? So the Torb could just be walking around on you right now, right? So
Yeah.
like whenever you've been in a place for a while and your team is like fine, right? Like here's primaling, you healed them up a lot. Your hog is fine, right? You just self heal, right? Everyone else on you is like healthy, right? It's time to consider like what else is going on, right? Get information. Unscope, look
Yeah.
around, and if you just killed these guys, right, on the right here, and at the same time you look around, you see everyone in the enemy team, right, and you feel very secure, then you can just go right back to what you're doing, right, for another couple seconds.
Yeah.
But just every couple seconds, just be like,
Just check to see no one's popping up on you.
yeah, like on one hand, it's like mental discipline and just like trying to keep a track of everything around you. But on the other hand, it's a lot closer to paranoia.
Yeah.
It's like, is there someone behind me? Right.
Oh god.
Is there someone behind me? You just gotta have that fear, you know?
Yeah.
Because dying really, really sucks, especially on support.
Yeah.
You're powered up. Get
That was
in
fine. Sorry, went from under. You saw that, so you don't need to worry about that spawn. Healing, it's fine.
there. Okay.
Okay, they're not even trying to go upper. Okay.
I thought I heard footsteps, but I guess I was wrong.
How did you die? Right? It's because you spent the entire fight scoped looking straight down, and this guy just like sat across from you and two tapped you, right?
Yeah.
It's a torp, right?
It's like, fuck.
It's a torp. So which means if you moved at all, he would have missed, right?
Yeah.
Unless he was really good, which he's definitely not, right?
No.
Which
no,
means,
no.
like, again, I just want to stress, like, every once in a while, just like be like, am I about to die? Right? Especially the more static you are, just be like, am I about to die? Right? And I'm about to address this. So if you just stayed alive for like another 2 seconds, you would have lived, right?
Yeah.
And then he drops, right? He's dead, right? He's gotta stay alive. Now both supports are dead, so if we were gonna lose here, it would be because both supports just died, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and this is when you're yelling at us to grab health packs.
It will take more than that to keep me out of the fight.
Oh wait. Oh, okay, never mind.
Younger with
Yeah, so you right there, you unscope, right?
Yeah.
Because like things were moving around, you felt a little uncomfortable, right? So when you unscope, take a quick look, right?
Yeah,
Just
there
take
he
a quick
is.
look, right? There he is. He's trying to kill us. I'm dealing with him right now, but I kind of need help because I'm missing. And
Yeah.
yeah, if he almost kills you, he almost kills me. That's bad, right?
Monkeys.
Yeah, that forces your
Yeah.
nade, right?
You're
Because
going
you
to
were
be
reacted
okay.
late and we were both about to die.
I don't even want to comment on that.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Not going to for sure. Again, everything's
my
just
nade.
chaotic when you're down here, right?
Yeah. I should have stayed up there.
All right, we clutched it out. Nice. All right.
Somehow.
Why is it all white now? Okay. So big things for you. Just like prioritizing high ground and not dropping, not dropping.
Yeah.
And then after that, just getting collecting information, form your position. If they're on my left, I need to move to my right, right? If they're above me,
Yeah.
maybe I should hide underneath them, or if they're underneath me, I should go above them, right? Just like collect information so you can make informed decisions, and then there, when you make an informed decision and play a high ground, stay there, right? Those are the number one things for you. Like, I don't want you to worry about anything else, right? Just those things.
Yeah. So just don't drop off high ground and take a look behind me.
Yeah. If you drop, you need a very good reason why you dropped, right?
Yeah.
You can't justify afterward why you dropped. You shouldn't have dropped.
Yeah.
And you can be wrong, right, about like whether or not you should have dropped, right? But if you don't have at least a reason why you dropped, like there's a problem.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right.
Damn. I've never looked back on one of my games before. That is chaotic.
I mean, it's difficult because especially when like if you like watch back your own plays, especially right after you played it, you can just like remember what you were thinking in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And then it can make no sense. It can be really stupid, and you'd be like, I was thinking of that, and you can justify it that way, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you look back on it later, or if someone who has like a bit more experience looking at it, you'd be like, they'll just tell you why it was dumb.
Yeah.
And it'll all make sense, right? Because like a lot of things I told you, you probably already understood, right? Um, like just didn't have any way like context to apply it to your situation, right? You understand the high ground is good. You understand dropping to a Reinhardt's bad, right? But you don't understand
Yeah.
why you dropped into that Reinhardt, for example, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, any questions on any of that?
No, dude, you're pretty